Let's jump right into this explainer. Today, we're unpacking a really fascinating argument from a July 2026 piece in Tech Reader magazine. So the author, Aaron Rose, makes this incredibly compelling case that artificial intelligence is on the brink of a massive, basically inevitable shift. We're talking about a fundamental move away from those giant cloud data centers we all rely on right now and straight down to your own local private devices. It's a huge deal. Now, Palantir CEO Alex Karp recently threw some pretty anxiety-inducing questions out there on X. He asked, who owns the data? Are the prompts secure? Is this being transferred to you? Now, the article points out something super interesting here. While these sound like, highly specific questions about our current AI moment, they're actually 70-year-old questions. Seriously, computing has been asking and answering these exact same things for decades, and they always point in the exact same direction. Section 1, the arc of computing, from center to edge. So to really understand where AI is heading, we first got to look backward. Computing has always followed this remarkably consistent path. It continuously shifts power, data, and control away from big institutions and puts it right into the hands of individuals like you and me. Think about it. In the 1970s, we moved from sharing those massive institutional mainframes to actually owning personal computers. Then, in the 1990s, that heavy centralized enterprise software, it gave way to much more accessible SaaS. The 2000s saw it totally lock down carrier mobile networks, absolutely shattered by open smartphones. And here we are in 2026, where the timeline points to an inevitable transition from centralized cloud AI straight to the private edge. In literally every era, we move from rented access, which brings us to this crucial point, a core mantra from the article: the compute always comes home. I love that phrasing. This historical pattern is so relentlessly consistent that the author actually argues we shouldn't even call it a trend anymore. It's essentially a technological law. When given the choice, capability always decentralizes. Section 2, AI's mainframe era. Okay, so where exactly does artificial intelligence sit in this whole historical arc right now, in 2026? Well, according to the source material, we are basically living in the early 1970s all over again. 50 years ago, mainframes required incredibly expensive hardware, super scarce engineering expertise, and shared institutional access. Sound familiar? Today, cloud AI requires those massive hyperscaler data centers, highly specialized silicon, and well, we all just rent access to it. This current centralized AI arrangement isn't some big conspiracy. It's honestly just an accurate reflection of our current technological constraints. But just like the PC eventually made the centralized mainframe completely unnecessary for most everyday tasks, the article points out that the gap is rapidly narrowing between our everyday laptops and those gigantic data centers. Local AI models running on regular consumer hardware, they're catching up at an incredible rate. They're moving edge inference, which just means running AI workloads right on your own device, from a neat little research project into a full-blown commercial reality. Section 3, defining private compute. So how exactly do we break away from this modern mainframe era? The solution they propose is private compute. Now, this doesn't just mean downloading a local app. No, it means AI inference processed entirely on your own hardware in an environment that you actively govern without any third-party transit whatsoever. Basically, it means the actual thinking of the AI, the processing of your prompts against your data, happens entirely inside your own walls. And why does this matter so much? Let's walk through these concrete capability arguments step by step. Step 1. Your proprietary data stays put. It literally never leaves your environment. Step 2. Your sensitive prompts, which, let's face it, often contain your most valuable operational thinking, are not being logged on someone else's server somewhere. Step 3. Your outputs don't accidentally train a general model that your competitors have the exact same access to. And finally, Step 4. Regulatory compliance is seamlessly met. This right here is exactly how modern enterprises maintain their competitive advantage. Especially for highly regulated industries, right? Places like finance, healthcare, and defense. For them, processing sensitive data locally isn't just a nice-to-have strategic preference. It's a strict, non-negotiable governance requirement. Think about a hospital processing patient records through an AI system, or a bank evaluating highly proprietary trading signals. They literally cannot afford to have that data leave their governed environment. For them, private compute isn't just an option, it's mandatory. Section 4. The compute comes home. We are fast approaching the inevitable conclusion of this whole technological arc. And the author makes a super compelling case here.
Whenever technology advances enough to give people the choice between renting access from some massive institution or owning the capability themselves at a similar cost and performance, the market consistently, without fail, chooses ownership. Every single time. As Aaron Rose puts it in the article, and this is a great quote, "The preference for control, privacy, and independence is not ideological. It's human. People just want agency over their tools. We wanted it with computing in the 80s, storage in the 90s, communication in the 2000s, and we are absolutely demanding it with AI today. It's just a deeply human desire for independence."
I want to wrap up this explainer by turning those original questions right back to you. Where do you sit on the arc? Take a second to really think about your current AI stack. Who actually owns the infrastructure? Are your prompts transiting third-party servers right now? If your answers sound a bit too much like you're still renting time on a 1970s mainframe, well, it just might be time to completely rethink your tech infrastructure before this massive transition leaves you in the dust.